I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Good people. I got a new homie here today. I appreciate this brother doing this for me because he was actually on my first internet radio station before podcasting was a thing. I was doing it on internet radio, and this dude came through. Um, he was just rhyming and he was spitting. He's an MC, just MC then. Now he's on to just other things. Busy dude. We're gonna get into it, get to his life, and get into that fatherhood. I'll give props to my guy, Mr. Jovan Goodwin. What's up, good fella?
I'm all right, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me on here. And so it's definitely a different platform from last time when we was on your
Yo,
other platform, but
yes, sir.
definitely dope, man.
That's like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah, easy,
Dumb long, dumb
easy.
long. Good to see you. Good to see you. But
Likewise.
I'm gonna jump right in and just ask, man, how was it growing up with your pops?
Oh my goodness, man. I'm still growing up with him, which is blessed, you know what I'm saying?
Sir,
So
no question, no question.
definitely
What was
it's
childhood
been a
like?
yeah, it was a great experience, man. I
Good.
don't it was definitely a great experience because my father when I was probably about 8 or 9, April 4th, 3 days before my birthday, on his anniversary, he got in a construction accident and almost died. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
he lost his eye, fractured
Word.
skull, broke his jaw. You know what I'm saying? He got
Mm,
hit in the face with a backhoe, the ones they send in the ground to break up the ground. So they forgot he was in the hole, sent it down there. They lifted up. It got my pops by the face. You feel what I'm saying? So
damn.
and at that time I was probably like I said 8 or 9, and I swear to goodness, man, I thank God that he's still here. But
No
I would have
question.
had a lifetime of memories with him by that time already.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? By the
Yeah.
time, I'm just talking about the time that he gave me and my brother was just out of this world. You know what I'm
Dope.
saying? Like, I mean, out of this world. From everyday clockwork to baseball. You know what I mean? We go to the park, he hit us the ball. You know what I mean? We got a routine where we do ground balls, pop ups, hit the shortstop. Like this was like on a daily. You know what I'm saying? This is
Hmm.
all before and after his accident when he got back. Like he became super dad times two after the accident. You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
Wow.
So,
They put some bionic
yeah,
parts in them, huh?
yeah, but they put the fake eye in there, wired his jaw, all of that, and every day, he just went harder into church, and he was just more. He ended up revealing later in my life as I got older that he basically prayed that if I can make it, man, just for my boys, I would never ever turn my
Mm.
back on them. Just see them rock out and become men because I can't leave them with their mother right now. You know what I'm
Yeah, I feel
saying?
you.
So
Wow.
that experience, man, it was crazy, man, from every sport. I mean, every sport from racing and all of that. My pop's always been there.
Dope, dope.
Always.
And you said it's two of y'all?
Yeah,
You and
it's me and my oldest brother, Jermaine.
okay,
Jermaine grew up with Bo. You know what I'm saying?
okay. Got you, got you. Okay. Yeah, and Bo's the one who's connected us. I'm gonna get him on here real
Yeah.
soon. Um, yeah, yeah, that's great. That's just great to hear. I'm saying, especially hearing the admiration in your voice for him. Like, I love it. Love
Definitely.
to hear it. Love to hear it. So, so growing up dad, so he sports dad, big on education. Was he very strict? How was that side of him?
Strict. Whoo. Strict. Definitely strict. You know what I mean? My father from Camden, South Carolina. So
Okay, familiar.
he's definitely strict. Super
That
strict.
country. Yep.
Country, like, and he left the South at like 15, 14, 15. He lost both his parents by the time he turned 15.
Okay.
So, when he came up here from the South, like those morals still stuck with him. Like
Mm-hmm.
you couldn't break him from him to this day. And he's 74.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm
Good.
saying? So,
Sorry,
yeah,
I hate to interrupt you. You say he's 74. Now, how long ago was the accident?
86, 19.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, 1986. And yeah, he was definitely strict. He didn't really. and now that I'm older, I told him that was I felt that it was a bad thing, but I loved everything that he did for us. He only pushed us for a C. You feel
Okay.
me?
Uh-huh.
A C average. He like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Graduate. You got the curriculum. You know how to read. You know how to write. None. He didn't push for A's and none of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I told him as I got older, if he would have pushed us higher, we probably would have landed on higher numbers. You know what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
But
Got you.
me anyway. And basically, when I say that, I talk more about my brother. You know what I mean? Because my brother was really the sports dude. He was really that. I over excelled in school. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I was just a brainiac. You know what I'm saying? But my brother was the sport dude. I was naturally gifted at sports, but I didn't like it. My brother had the Michael Jordan, Kobe mentality. Like he practiced every day, you know, threw the ball against a wall, wait for it to come back and swing and get his swing perfect. You know what I'm saying? He was one of
Yeah.
them. You know what I mean? I wasn't on it like that. You know what I mean? I was just I didn't like it. I liked other things. I like to read. I like to draw. You know what I'm saying? I like to, I use the what would they say? More of the left brain. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I use
Got
more
you.
of the creative and feminine side of the
No
brain.
question.
You know what I'm saying? My brother is the man, axes, bow and arrows and shit like that's not me, wrenches and that's not me. I'm gonna pay you to put the flat screen up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I'm
I
not
feel
that
you.
type of guy. I'm not that dude, but I'm definitely a creative and a
No, I know how you
artistic.
get down.
Yeah,
I know how you
definitely.
get down. All right, all right. So, fast forward, to yourself being a dad. How many kids do you have?
I'm 3 daughters in, man.
Okay. Girl dad?
Yeah, girl
Girl
dad
dad
way.
alert.
All the way. Yup.
Your
Yup.
brother, what does he have?
Two kids. He got a son and a daughter.
Okay, okay. So let me break it down for me. What's the ages? Like,
Oh man, you wouldn't believe, man.
I know,
26,
cause
21 in six
oh
months.
damn, you got the big gap. Oh yes. Okay. Got an old new daddy on here.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
Super gap.
Definitely.
Ah, all right. So, oh, okay, okay, okay. So how the girls doing in life? Are you strict on them like your pops was, or when they were coming up, or what was your style?
Uh it's a little different. It's a little different. My older one, they're all kind of like me. You know what I'm saying? My oldest one, she left home with her mother the same age as me at 18. You know what I'm saying? She ran 2 restaurants in Atlanta. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So yeah, I mean, I'm not really too strict on her at all because she's actually doing great. It's
No, I mean
really
as a
like,
kid though, as a kid.
oh, as a kid, oh yes, oh yes. I was different from pops. I was more of the sitting down and having them reading books, having them writing their name over and over and over again, and reading their name over and over again. Yeah, I was different. I was different with the early childhood education and all of that. I was way different from my pops, completely
Okay.
strict.
Okay, okay. And you got an 8 month old. Wow. How is that feeling? What's that feeling like? Is it
It's definitely
are you is it muscle memory? Are you brushing off the old knowledge or what? What's
yeah,
it like?
yeah, both. Some things I forget, some things I get, but it is a lot of definitely a muscle memory. It's definitely a great feeling because I'm more I'm more chill. I'm more established. I'm more
True, true.
patient. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing as much running, so I got more to give her. You know what I'm saying? And actually, due to that, it got my middle daughter mad as hell. You know
I
what I'm
believe
saying?
it. I believe it.
My middle daughter is mad. Like, she mad that she has a younger sister. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And you said 21, so you were
yeah,
pretty young. He was in your 20s, I was or whatever,
yeah,
but
yeah. My
young.
first one was 18.
Mm-hmm.
My second one was 22. 22. And like just speaking on pops again, man, when I had my first one or when she was pregnant with my first one, my pops was like, yo, he wasn't having it. He was like, "Oh, you want to make babies?" Man, I worked with him for the next 8 years. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Yeah.
pops made me come work with him for a moving company for the next
Oh.
8 years. He said, "Yeah, it's real lifetime, bro." Like, you know what
Oh,
I'm
wow.
saying? So I had an example as a for a father, as a father for a long time. So
Yes, sir. Out the
it's
gate.
it's the yeah. Still right now. Still right now. I'm on maternity leave right now. I go
Okay.
to my parents' house. It's me, my pops, and my mom watching the little one.
Love it. Love it. Dope. Dope. So you watching the little one. Let me ask you, well, I guess you're in your 20s. Would you say like the fatherhood part, did it come easy for you? Did it, flow easy for you, or was it like, what's going on here?
Um, yeah, it was definitely kind of easy because I'm really one of them. I was raised with one of them communities, them villages, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was real easy. One of them,
Okay.
it takes a village to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? My father got 22 brothers and sisters.
Damn,
Saying,
in the South, yeah.
exactly. My mom got 8, had 17 of us, and us 17 had 27. You feel what I'm
Dang.
saying? So it's like, and I'm not, and I'm mid in the grandkids. So I had older cousins that had kids, you know what I'm saying? So my daughter grew up with, a lot of the cousins. And so, yeah, it was definitely easy. I had the village for real.
Dope. Dope, dope. Yeah, I didn't it didn't come easy to me. I mean, good thing wifey's great. She got it down. You know what I mean? But I'm some days I'm just like, so what happened?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still learning. I only got one. My son is 6 now. And
All right.
yeah, I'm one of the last Mohicans. So I had one. Everybody had, their kids, and I got my 6-year-old, gonna be 7 next month, matter of fact. But
Definitely
yeah, it was kind
blessing.
of like I know I was ready, but I do want to say, compared to if I had in my 20s, I would have been like, let me just get this job so I can buy Pampers. But at this age, I'm like, all right, now I got somebody to mold. You know what I'm saying? I don't have
Yeah,
to, but I get
definitely.
to. So I think I
Definitely.
definitely with a different mindset 20 years, you know what I'm saying? 20 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man.
20 years ago, and I was still in the midst of, even though I'll find time to dedicate to the family and my daughters, I was still ripping and running. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I was still ripping and running. So it's definitely with my youngest one, this is a prime time where, I'm on my butt and ready to just nourish her with all I got. But
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? But I still go hard with the other ones too, because just 2 years, no, a year and a half ago, I had my daughter in the Culinary Institute of America in Poughkeepsie. And she just called me on like a Tuesday and
Okay.
said, "Dad, Friday I have to be in Tennessee at the Grand Ole Opry for for an internship for school." I said, "Huh?" She said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, Friday." Man, I rented the car because she didn't want to take a plane. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell her, well, I'm gonna pay for your plane. She didn't want to get on the plane, so I had to drive all the way to Poughkeepsie, load her up, drive all the way to Tennessee to the Grand
Wow.
Ole Opry.
Dope.
You know, pay for her weeks for a week in the hotel. And just so happened, one of my good friends is from Kentucky. Knew some people out there. Found her apartment out there. She been out there ever since in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Working at the Grand Ole Opry where they have the Country Music Awards.
Okay.
So, so I still make those sacrifices. It's real. I just had to pay her rent the other month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Just be
so
like that.
yeah, it's all good. It's fatherhood, and that's the best hood in the world. I wouldn't want to be in no hood but fatherhood right now. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Blessing.
definitely. And you lucky, you got all girls. So when you old and finally sit down, or can't move as fast, or get your hustle as much as you used to, they're gonna take care of you.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they
Yeah.
say because they definitely love their pops, and I'm
Dope.
just glad, because I spilled into them. So It's not that you spill into your kids for reciprocation because they
True.
didn't ask to be here. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's just I spilled into them, so you know it's all good when they give it back. You know what I mean?
Tell me one thing Pops taught you that you would never forget. I'm sure it's a lot, but just give me one thing.
Whew, the one that I always run with, he said, because it hurts. It hurts to this day now that I'm a grown man
Yeah,
because I defended so many of my friends. He always said, "Yo, the you'll realize when you get older, all of them dudes that you had so much love for and all of that, y'all don't got nothing in common except what y'all was doing at that time."
that's deep. That's deep.
And it's so real
It
to be
is.
older and realize that, you know, when now that I'm not hustling, I'm not into the other side of the life, and it's been like that for quite some times, about a decade or more. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you don't get those phone calls from certain people because you don't got what they need. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Or
The
you don't, you
interest
know what
ain't
I'm
the
saying?
same.
It's just the relationship is not the same. You don't, I'm not back and forth to prison. I've been out of prison since 1999. I've never went back. You know what I'm saying? The cycle is Black and Spanish men go back within 2.5 years of being released. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I broke that cycle. And it's like, you know, you get friends that continue to do that. And then they begin to look at your loyalty as if, like, yo, dude, I can't do that no more.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm
I
saying?
got
And
you.
it's
Uh-huh.
like, yo, that's out of common. You got that in common with those you share that with. Man, you can't level up our relationship when I'm not doing that.
Hmm. Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a difference when I'm playing that game with you, all rules apply. But when I ain't playing that game, you know what I mean? You can't that's not that game's not for me. I quit. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I
so
dig it.
it actually hurts when to realize like when you ask to do other things with your boys to try to just keep the relationship intact. It seems like that's a bore to them, and you know
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, yeah.
it's not a common ground, and it's like okay,
Yeah.
it
Kind
ran
of
its
feel.
course.
Yeah, yeah. Feel like, yo, what happened to us? And it'd be something you'd be just trying to just kind of better them just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, but just to get away from the nonsense. You know what I mean? The ratchetness, and they'd be like, why would I do that? Because it's
Exactly,
just it's healthy for you mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it may be. But that's just not where they at no more. You know?
like exactly. You know, so that's the biggest thing, man. Just realizing he said, "Yo, your closest comrades and all of them, you'll be able to count them on one hand."
Yeah, you right. You right. Circle gets smaller, you get older and wiser.
Yeah, it gets smaller and smaller,
Yeah, I am not
smaller and
mad at
smaller.
that.
So that's when you gotta seek like-minded people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I
And
think
you
you
create
attract
new
them.
circles. Yeah, exactly.
Cause just like doing this, man, and I'll be honest, I'd say it all the time, but uh, the narrative is, black dads ain't around. So yeah, I kind of thought that, and my pops wasn't really around, so I pretty much thought that. Then I had my son, I'm taking him to a park like every day. I mean, all these other fathers who involved, and I'm like, oh, we out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so I guess, we attract each other, and it just showed that there's a lot of dudes out here, but we like to harp on the negative, and not even just society makes it seem like nobody's in their crib. But as far as I know, all my good dudes is around, whether they live in the house or not, co-parent, they doing it,
exactly,
you know?
exactly. I know some brothers that go all the way in for their kids. I
A
mean,
lot,
and
a lot.
you know what I mean, went through the ringer and fighting in the courts and you're doing the man and and
Hmm.
and 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 it paid off. Some of them got theirs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
so,
It's
it's not
possible.
all.
It's
Yeah,
tenacious, but it's possible. And let me ask you
yeah,
too, because I are you still doing music?
yeah.
Okay,
I actually am working on a little EP called Unforgotten Culture. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
it's definitely the unforgotten, culture is basically the 4CT gonna pop out of the unforgotten culture. You know what I mean? That's basically what it
Got you.
means. You know what I mean?
Got you.
4CT. You know, being from Connecticut is like being part of the tri-state. They only use us as a consumer state. They only use us as a chitlin circuit for their music and comedy and all that.
Mm.
And all of them things actually reside in Connecticut too.
No, I
Great
know.
hip hop artists, great singers, great comedians,
Mad talent.
and yeah, mad talent. And people just think like, I guess probably because you know that the state closed down at 2 o'clock. Oh, I don't know what it is, but people just think like it's nothing here to do. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
really.
saying? And that joint is so
Yeah.
like, I'd be like, yo, that's crazy. And
I
I
don't want
go
to get
other
too deep
places.
into it, but I think just being so close to New York City, it overshadows it.
That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
all it
Because
is.
I one time we came up there to check bowl, and my boy came with me, and he's like, "Yo, we in Connecticut already?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "It only took 20 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah, Connecticut is not far." He's like,
Not at all.
"Yo, I thought it was like 3 hours." I was like, "Nah," you know what I mean? So I think just because New York bright lights are just busy, kind of shadows it a little bit,
I
you know.
agree. I
But
agree.
moving on though. So tell me something that you learned about yourself by having kids, or something they taught you about yourself.
They taught me to think outside of myself, because at a point coming up, even though I've always been a big sharer and all of that, um, I had a little selfishness about myself. You understand what I'm saying? And being a father, and it taught me to be more of a converser and listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those that I will argue with or whatever, I sometimes I don't think they were on a level ready to argue with me. You know what I'm saying? But or debate with me.
Exactly.
Um, but you can't have that with your kids. You understand me? Like
Hmm.
I want to debate them down. I want to do all of that, but you can't. You gotta listen to see where they at with it. You know what I'm saying? Like you really have to. And that's one thing I learned. And another thing I learned, if you want to know where they at mentally, ask them to play their favorite song.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it breaks down so much because music has always been the voice of the culture.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
now if my daughter's favorite song is WAP, I'm at unease.
Yeah. I feel you. No question.
You get what I'm saying?
No
Like
question.
so, like that. So that's what I say to mothers and fathers. Ask your daughter or your son what their favorite song is. Because if your son's favorite song is Little Dirk riding through the hood, murdering stuff, like you got to think about what's now feeding his young mind.
Yeah,
You
his
know what I'm saying?
motivation. I'm gonna test your
Yeah.
theory. I don't know if he really got a favorite song, but I'm gonna test your theory tomorrow. I'm gonna sleep right now. But yeah.
Yeah, that's just me. I'm like, because I know that I know growing up, the voice of me was Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
didn't know what the Wu-Tang was talking about when they started all of the God body stuff, but due to them speaking it, made me go find
Look
out.
into it. Yep. Yep.
It made me, Nas and all of them made me go define words I never heard of.
True. True.
You feel what I'm saying? So I know that they are a voice of the voiceless. They just got to be able to project their voice first. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And
Hmm.
now they're getting paid for it. But they're projecting the voice of a generation. So it's like, are they the generation motivated by that or not? So yeah, that's what I do. I ask my
Mm.
daughter, "What's your favorite song? What you listening to right now?"
Mm. And well, speaking of song, because you do music, and I want to get into it too. You got your own clothing line, Gazoon Tight, and
Yes,
yo, how do you balance it? Because I know you be hustling, and the stuff is dope. The stuff is dope.
appreciate it.
How do you balance it out with the kids and everything? Your music, the clothing line, designing.
Um, that's when back to the village and the foundation,
Okay.
and just the moms, the child's mother, that super mom is
Yes,
like,
sir.
you get a whole different love, a whole different respect once they push that baby out after carrying that baby for 9 months or whatever it may be. They right to it. Breastfeeding, all of that,
True.
every 3 hours, this and this. You as a father, you might still be able to take a break and go take naps and all of that. And which we and as a real man, if you are, which I know you are, most real men, they are the providers. So let me take my naps. I gotta get up early and then get to that bag.
Mm-hmm.
You're the nourisher, you nourish the baby. Let me get up and get that bag so I can nourish both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So but definitely. I
And
kind of
just
lost my track. Go
no,
ahead.
it's all right. But just quick shout out and flowers to the moms. This is a dad podcast because we don't get that much love, but I do like
Definitely,
to give our ladies, our aunts, grandmothers, mothers, kids' mothers, just props too
definitely.
because can't have a dad podcast in front like we do everything. You know what I'm saying?
True indeed.
So gotta
True
give them their
indeed.
flowers for that too.
True indeed. True
For
indeed.
real.
But yeah, man, just being a dad has just been a dope experience. Period, man. It's been a learning experience. Everything. It also taught me growing up with my mom and pops, because like I said, back to the music thing, it was a point in time. I've never seen my father disrespect my mom's, none of that, none of that. But it got to a point in time where, hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? Speaking like I got daughters now. I ain't free with that, right? Like,
Nah,
you know what
not
I'm
at all.
saying? Like,
Not at
like
all.
so it just brought back a full circle of having respect for the woman, and you know what I'm saying, and all of
Hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying? It just brought a different height in for myself of how
Hmm.
back to viewing women like I do my moms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's been dope. You know what I'm saying? It's
And yeah,
definitely.
and the older you get, it all makes sense. And then when you have kids, it's a lot more makes sense. Like, oh damn, I get it now. And as
Yeah,
long
that's
as
so
they,
crazy.
yeah,
That's
as
the
long as they've been
crazy
trying to
part.
tell you, you just like, all right, all right, all right, all right. And then 20 years later, smacks you in the head, like, what was that?
Yup. At 12:01 in the afternoon while eating a sandwich,
Right.
everything just came clear. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Word.
you just like, yo, wow, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
that happens a lot. That
All the
happens a
time.
lot. And it's just, I thank God that they even dropped them gems early that they can
Hmm.
play in the
Hmm.
deja vu form and be a blessing to you. Like, yo, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's why I'm learning to myself. Not don't even be bothered about repeating yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it sinks in. And
Yeah.
I know for myself, like my growing up, like my grandfather, I was just talking to him the other day how he used to say something to me, and then I'm like, why is he telling me this? Whatever. And then it clicked. Like my grandfather was the first woke person ever. I was mad young, and this dude was telling me to. You see how the Three Stooges make the black man look silly? At first of all, I was young. I didn't even see the Three Stooges as white. I just seen, yeah, that was my
Yeah.
show. But he
Comedians.
brought it to my attention. After that, it just kind of my eyes. And now, as a grown man, I'm like, yeah, yeah, he's starting early with me.
Hmm.
He's feeding into
Hmm.
me early. But I'll just say all I have to say is that it just all makes sense. And as you grow up, it's like just hits you, man. Just
It
hits
really
you.
does. It
But
really does.
yeah, I'm not gonna keep you too much longer. I got a few quick questions for you,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna let you go. First quick question. I never asked this, but because of you, I will. Who's your top five rappers?
Oh, top five rappers, man.
And I
I
never
probably
do
got
this, but just because it's you, I am.
I probably got the weirdest top five rapper
Go for
list,
it.
bro.
Go for it.
You know, and I'll tell you why too. But the story element, the greatest storyteller in hip hop is definitely number one, which is Ghostface Killer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's smooth.
Close
It's
to
delivered
80 to
smoothly.
90% of his verses is a story. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, I that's unmatched. You know what I'm saying? So on that artistic side, Ghostface is my favorite. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Probably the best visual storyteller and lyricist is Nas.
Yeah, I thought so.
You get
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's 2. And this is no specific order after Ghostface. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
uh, just by being a master teacher and real to the culture, knowledge reigns supreme, man. KRS-One.
Of course.
Like, you can't. It's
Early.
just undeniable.
Yeah, he's another
Uh,
one. He's
uh,
trying to put us on early, and I was just too young to really understand. But my bad.
exactly,
Continue.
exactly. And then if I gotta go to another one, another one, it would definitely be Rakim,
Of course.
Rakim 4. Cause I try to plug someone from each generation. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? But Rakim would definitely be in there at number 4. And top 5 greatest of all time. It gotta be it gotta be either one of them. They always say Hove, Big, or Tupac. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? That gotta be. It's between them.
Okay.
I,
Okay. And I'm not mad because it's your opinion. That's the thing. It's always a person's
mhm,
opinion. It's mad subjective.
yeah.
Also, so this podcast, most people might not see it. They might listen to it on a different platform. Who's your
Mhm.
celebrity lookalike?
Wow, I get a couple. What's the dude that played AZ or Avon Barksdale?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Wood Harris.
Wood Harris,
I like
bro.
Wood Harris. Wood
I
Harris is
get
dope.
Wood Harris. Um, growing up, it was Billy Ocean. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So
Damn.
and it was crazy. I get mad love from Caribbean queens too. So it was that.
Yo, real funny. The episode I just put out, dude said, "Yo, the people always say I look like Marvin Gaye." I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you lit, you lit, you good."
yeah, yeah. I always got Wood Harrison, Billy Ocean, or
Okay,
Inspector Deck.
okay, okay. I didn't see that one coming.
Always.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Got two more for you. Who's your
Hmm.
favorite TV dad? Give me some of your favorite TV dads.
Whoo. You know, definitely Cosby and Mr. Phil, man.
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah, yeah,
Phil.
yes. Uncle Phil. First things first. Yes, sir. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Those always top three. Always top three.
Yeah.
And
Then
last,
you can't go wrong with Mr. Winslow.
yeah, I never really even looked at it like that. It was just more silly to me, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my last question is give some advice to any dad, young, old, just any dad. Just give some advice. Your best advice.
We not always right.
True.
Listen, just listen to them, and then let them be them. Let them be them. We not always right because the information changes. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
So this is what KRS once said. This is what I say to my daughters. If more younger people listen to older people, they will be ahead of the younger people because they have old knowledge. If older people listen to younger people,
Hmm.
they will be ahead of the older people because they have new young knowledge.
I see what you're saying.
So we must continue to teach each other
I
because
see.
is always going to be new information that come out. I go through it with my pops now. Like when I try to speak on things that he didn't learn in school, it's
Uh-huh.
not true to him because he didn't learn it.
Yeah, that's not true. Nobody taught
It's
me that's
not
not
true.
true.
I don't know where you heard that from. I don't know
Yeah.
where you got that from, but that's not right.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's all I can say. Listen, because the information gonna always change.
yeah. And I do because you said listen, I wanted to say I just because it had brought a thought to my mind. Uh because yeah, you said we not always right, but yeah, I realize apologizing too to yours is big. Like I don't think our parents they didn't really didn't apologize to us, and I do
Nah,
often. I'm not afraid to. I definitely like, oh my bad, little man. I'm sorry, daddy. Definitely made a mistake. You're right. You're right. I definitely made a mistake, but I think apologize is a big thing. too.
Great. That is a big thing, because I now that you say that, I don't think at any time really have my pops really just been like, yo, you know what? I'm sorry. I was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
like, no, that's what I said, and that's what
Yeah.
it is, and I ain't playing with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Just do what I said. Don't ask me no questions. Yeah.
n-
But yeah, that's it, man. That's it. I'm glad to get you on here, and it's like a full 360 because I had you on my first joint years ago, and
yeah,
come
yeah,
around years later,
yeah,
kids later.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
Time has
exactly.
passed, age, and on to new clothing line for you and everything. How long you been doing the clothing line?
3.5 years now.
3
Three and a
years.
half years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yep. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, so appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you, King. You already know, big homie. It's been
Yeah,
a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
It's always a
I
blessing
know.
to hear from you.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, every time I'm in Connecticut and I do bump into you, it's always been love and I appreciate it. I remember one time being out there and somebody's like, "Hey, yo, LeBron." I'm like, don't nobody know me but Bo, and he's right next to me. Who the
Yeah.
hell you know me out here like that? But yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely appreciate the love, man. And yo, have a
Always.
good night and we'll, stay in touch.
Likewise, my brother. Peace.
Good. Later.
Yes.
I just have to say, my kids are the best thing that happened to me. Yeah, yeah. And whenever I'm sad, they can always cheer me up.
I love you, Dad.
Hey wolves, could you lend me your ears? I'd like to open up. My therapist ain't here. I've been a dad since I was 21. I've been blessed with 3 beautiful daughters and I got no sons. When I